Andre Greene Jr. looked like he was going to be a star football player from a young age. The 4-star recruit is a game-changing wide receiver and just announced his college decision a few days ago. The Virginia native may be an instant impact for whoever he signs with and plans to enroll early. But who is Andre Greene Jr.? Andre Greene Jr. is originally from Richmond, Virginia, which is about an hour east of the University of Virginia and 3 hours east of Virginia Tech. Andre's parents knew from a young age that their son was going to be a special football player. When he was 5, Andre's first ever flag football carry resulted in a 92-yard touchdown, and it kind of set the tone for the way the rest of his career would go. Andre Sr. told 24/7 Sports it got to the point where he could only give him the ball on 4th down because he would score literally every time he got it. That's why we put Dre in a lot of different training sessions. It's not just natural ability. He's worked hard his entire life to prepare himself for these moments. I would say from a very, very young age, we literally thought this is going to be a football superstar in our minds. Andre would grow up to be a 6'3" wide receiver that was a mismatch on the perimeter. Greene attended the St. Christopher School, where as a junior, during the shortened spring season, he caught 12 passes for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns in 3 games. As a senior, he had 41 receptions for over 800 yards and 15 touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball, while on the defensive side of the ball, he picked off 2 passes. Greene's team entered their playoff game this past weekend 10-0, but would unfortunately lose. Andre was selected to be the All-Prep League Player of the Year due to his great season. Before his high school playing career comes to an end, he plans to play in the Under Armour All-American game in January and the Poly Bowl as well. As of now, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Andre Greene Jr. is a 4-star recruit who is the 3rd best player in Virginia, 9th best wide receiver, and 71st best player in the 2022 recruiting class. He received over 58 different Division I offers from the likes of Clemson, Georgia, North Carolina, Oregon, and USC. He took 3 visits to North Carolina, Clemson, and Georgia. Greene took one last visit to Clemson this past weekend, where he spent 3 days there. Due to a conflict with his playoff game, he was unable to attend the Tigers' win over UConn, though. Going into this weekend, Greene told Chad Simmons from On3 Sports that the Clemson visit will really solidify a lot of things for me. I need to take that so I can compare things. I need to think things through after the visit, but this visit is needed to make things clear. It is tight for me, to be honest. There's a couple of schools up there, but there is still a lot for me to think about. I do not have my mind made up. That visit to Clemson is big. That has to happen first before I can make my decision. Many believed North Carolina was a slight frontrunner for the Richmond wide receiver, so it was no surprise on a live broadcast on CBS Sports, Andre Greene announced his commitment to the Tar Heels over the Tigers and Bulldogs. Andre's father told 24/7 Sports, I think it was where Dre felt like he could go and make an immediate impact, but also where he could go and learn and grow. Not only as a football player, but as a man. Of course, education has been a huge factor. Greene will major in business, and with all these schools, Clemson, Georgia, and North Carolina, he was going to be afforded a great education either way. Those were some of the factors. Also, the relationships with the coaches was extremely important as well. That's another thing I think made it difficult for Dre. He's been able to build connections with people naturally. People like him and he likes them. All 3 schools built such strong relationships with him, and that's why they were his final 3 schools. At the end of it all, our recommendation to Dre was follow his heart. When it was all said and done, UNC was ultimately where his heart was at. I would say him having a really strong relationship with Coach Galloway, with Coach Brown, Dre Bly, and also the other players really helped to solidify his position that he was going to choose UNC. I think that the University of North Carolina, I think this was one of their better recruiting classes. I think with that said, it's going to be a young program, but it's going to be a program that's going to flourish over the next few years, and I see it being a top contender. Andre told On3, what stands out most about North Carolina is how they recruited me hard from the start. Coach Mac Brown, Coach Lonnie Galloway, Coach Phil Longo, they have all recruited me from the beginning. I know them well. They have made me feel important, and the relationship we have stood out. It is a real family atmosphere at North Carolina. The communication is great, and I know the coaches, some players, and some commitments there. The relationships are probably the thing that makes me feel comfortable going down there. I want to take a second to remind you guys not to forget to hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying this video, and to leave a like on it as well. It really helps the video do better in the algorithm. Also, how great do you think Andre Greene Jr. will be at North Carolina? Let me know in the comment section below. According to 24/7 Sports' Brian Don, Greene is projected to be a future day 3 pick, with a scouting report saying has a great frame with length and can easily get to 195 pounds without losing athleticism or speed. Multi-sport athlete with impressive leaping ability to dunk on the basketball court. Extremely quick off the line of scrimmage with explosion. Gets in his routes swiftly and accelerates out of his breaks well. Elite change of direction allows quick cuts. Changes speed within the routes. Slips the jam consistently. Tracks the ball well, and ball skills are a plus. Comfortable catching the ball under pressure. Shows excellent body control and adjusts well to inaccurate passes. Makes wow plays look easy. Competes hard and is composed. Fluid and athletic. Foot speed is evident in how he releases at the line of scrimmage. Has a strong work ethic, and it shows with his frame development and route running skills. Greene has strong hands and secures the ball quickly. He does not waste movement and gets north and south after the catch. He is a red zone threat because of his ability to high point the ball and use his length. He knows how to shield defenders. He has the speed to get behind defensive backs. He has to continue to add strength to his frame, but needs improvement to focus largely on refining technique. Missed crucial development time with the season being limited by COVID-19 pandemic. Impact receiver at high-level Power 5 program. According to On3, Andre Greene Jr. is a well-rounded bouncy receiver with the ability to make some high-level grabs. We see Greene come down with some impressive contested catches, using his athleticism and coordination to high point the ball. He also has made some spectacular one-handed interceptions as a defensive back this fall. Though he doesn't have verified athletic testing numbers, Greene looks to move well on video. He's a significant mismatch against the competition he faces in the Richmond private school circuit. Greene is not the easiest evaluation due to his limited amount of source material available, but there's no doubt he's a talented wide receiver. It is a huge commitment for North Carolina because according to the Athletics' Ari Wasserman, it's always important to add a top 100 player to your recruiting class. But this is significant for North Carolina because it went into Virginia and once again beat Clemson, as well as 2 ACC programs in the state, for a really good player. The Tar Heels have not lived up to expectations on the field in 2020, but they continue to recruit at a high level. The wins will come down the road. Andre Greene Jr. now joins a class with 2 All-American running backs in Omari and Hampton and George Pettaway, along with fellow 4-star receiver Tayshawn Chapman. Mac Brown is building something special with the amount of high-level recruits he is bringing into North Carolina. It almost reminds you of the Texas days, with him getting the nickname Mr. February back in the day. Will North Carolina be able to translate the high-level recruiting classes to on-the-field success? We will have to wait and see, because this was supposed to be the year they broke out, but unfortunately the season did not go their way. But how good do you think Andre Jr. will be at North Carolina, and is he a game changer that could take North Carolina to the next level? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and to subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.